Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Living the Sweet Life. I'm your host, TJ Sweet, and on this podcast, I'm going to be talking about ways that will help you reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. Today, in this week, on this Mindset Monday, I want to talk to you about productivity with purpose, how you can achieve more without burning out. So obviously in our fast-paced world, it's very easy to feel overwhelmed and constantly this chasing of time. But true productivity is not about getting more done at the expense of our well-being. And I'm going to say that one more time because it hit home with me thinking about this thought today. But productivity is not about getting more done at the expense of our well-being. It's more about finding balance and purpose in our daily lives. So when we talk about getting more done, what if we talked about getting more significant things done? I'm not saying that some things don't matter. I'm just saying there are some things that are important. But at some point, we also have to recognize that our well-being is important as well. So by implementing some of these strategies I'm going to talk about today and adopting a more mindful approach instead of this obligation task list, it's really more understanding how we can achieve more without succumbing to burnout. Because burnout often comes from one of two things. Burnout comes from not feeling like it's ever going to change, like we never are going to get caught up on the list, or as soon as we scratch it off the list, we put it on the next list of things to do. But also, we never really feel like we're growing as a person. Those are two typical signs of, typical things that lead to burnout. So I kind of want to really spend some time today. It'll be quick, but spending some time today on boosting productivity while maintaining your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. So the first tip, the first strategy that I want to talk about, and this is really just, I want to say maybe being productive with intention, but it's prioritizing with purpose. So productivity starts with purposeful prioritization. Begin each day by identifying your most important tasks or goals that align with your long-term vision. And say yes to those things that align with who you are and where you want to be going. Focus more on what truly matters to you and eliminate or delegate some of those non-essential tasks. And, by organizing your day around your priorities and the things that mean the most to you, you'll make progress towards your goals and towards a life of fulfillment while maintaining that sense of purpose. And you'll start to understand that there's meaning behind everything we do. We're trying to fulfill some sort of thing, feeling, thought, desire inside of us by the actions we take. Sometimes it's trying to be a good person. Sometimes it's trying to be a good employee, a good boss, a good husband, wife, whatever it may be. So understanding that there's purpose behind everything we do and everything affects everything else. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is embracing this idea of mindful time management, because hoping that we have more time isn't a strategy. So mindfulness is really the key to managing time effectively. And, practice being mindful in each task and dedicating your complete attention to the task at hand. I'm guilty of not being great at this one, so that's why I wanted to share it with you. So this idea of multitasking, and I've talked about this as well on previous episodes, about how our brains really can't do two tasks at once. We're either doing one or the other. Now, I know there's some people who can do like 70% of one and 30% of the other, which I'm jealous of. That is a gift, so appreciate that about yourself. If you can be listening to one thing and typing another and you retain both, that's incredible. But most of us can't do that. And so oftentimes multitasking leads to inefficiencies and decreased productivity because it takes us longer to do things, but it also increases our stress. So a simple example of this for me is whenever I'm doing things in my house, whether I'm cleaning or doing laundry or just straightening up rooms or kind of reorganizing things, I get distracted. So if I start at my kitchen and I'm cleaning and I'm doing really great, and then I'm starting to bring things back into my office, and then I look in my office and realize there's things I need to clean, and then I start cleaning in my office, and then I recognize that there's things I need to throw away, and then I remember I left the water running in the kitchen sink because I was just going to come right back. I was just going to go from my kitchen to my office and back, but I got distracted. So now I go back to the kitchen and I'm in the middle of all that. And I left the office halfway cleaned up. And so this is just my own personal example of mindful time management. So kind of adopting this structured approach by using some time blocking techniques. And I'm sure people have talked to you about this before, but it's really been helpful for me to think about. I don't try to think about cleaning my whole house at one time on a weekend. I think about cleaning certain aspects of each room, but being okay with leaving some things as they are in some of the rooms. And so I don't, when it's my day to clean out my office, I don't necessarily stress about dusting in the spare bedroom or vacuuming somewhere else. Or if there's certain things in my life to where, like, nutritionally, I'm really trying to focus in on that and try to think about a plan and all that. I'm not stressing about not reading. And while I'm reading, I'm not stressing about not exercising, because oftentimes we kind of, if we can break up these time blocks, we understand that we're just prioritizing. We're not procrastinating or putting things off. And so allocating kind of some specific time periods for doing different things. So think about, when is your energy and your effort the highest, and do some of those difficult tasks then that require more the energy that you have, but also find some small wins and allocate 30 minutes in a day of a long day of tasks or things you need to be working on. Allocate 30 minutes to something that gives you energy to fuel you while you're doing things that maybe take your energy. But allow yourself to kind of focus without distraction, knowing that you have a plan to get the other things done. And so it's not a matter of you won't get it done. You just don't have to do it all right now. So incorporating this mindfulness into your time management, it can really, you'll see that it actually helps you accomplish more in less time, but with more clarity and more intention. So now I spend 30 minutes cleaning, and I'm focused on 30 minutes of cleaning because that's the time I've allocated to it, as opposed to I'm going to clean something today. Or whenever I sit down and I create content for an hour. Instead of thinking I need to do it today, I sit down and I think about nothing but creating content, nothing but reading in a different block, getting smarter, growing, learning about a new topic I don't know anything about, but I don't focus on building content while I'm reading. I used to fall victim to that, where I try to do two things at once, and then I never really did either one of them very well. So embracing the time management, right, with intention. And then the other thing that I've had to learn, one of my lessons that I want to share with you, is taking strategic breaks. Now, I was one of those people that I felt like I wasn't going to stop doing what I was doing until it was done, no matter how tired I was. I was able to do that for a long time, but it took a toll on me, on my relationships, on my life, on my sleep, on my well-being. Physically, it took a toll on me. And so I want to break through this myth that you may have right now and this pressure, but breaks are not a sign of laziness. Okay? They are essential for maintaining productivity and preventing burnout. Schedule regular strategic breaks throughout your day to recharge and rejuvenate. Just like your cell phone, you charge every day probably. Just like we eat multiple times throughout the day to recharge, just like we go to bed every night, we need to recharge and rejuvenate to be our best. There are going to be periods where, yes, I understand that you're going to do more work than you do some of those other things, but don't commit that to being a lifestyle. Commit that to being a chapter, but with intention. Okay. So engage in activities that during your breaks that energize you, and set a timer. And, maybe you take a walk, or maybe even deep breathing or meditation, or some sort of exercise, or maybe even enjoying a healthy snack that gives you energy, not a snack that makes you feel tired. But these moments of a respite period will actually replenish your energy levels and enhance your overall productivity. And the reason why we don't take breaks now is because we feel like we need to be more productive. But what if I told you that resting and rejuvenating and recharging throughout the day actually would make you more productive? And, spend 50 minutes of an hour working hard and spend 10 minutes resting and rejuvenating. Your productivity and the quality of work you're going to be doing and the quality of self and being that you'll have is going to be exponentially better than if you just worked hard all the time and never took a break. And just imagine, if you think about a bigger picture of this, thinking about taking a vacation and how you feel while you're on vacation and how you feel when you come back from vacation. There's this sense of renewed energy and spirit. That's what taking a small break throughout the day could also do for you. So especially if you have a long, busy day ahead of you, or if you have a long chapter or season of your life, take a break for you. Now, it's important to also understand that to avoid burnout and productivity, and this is something I'm grateful for in my life, is I have people in my life that call me out on that encourage me, one, to take care of myself, but also to work harder, that they check on me to make sure I'm not getting burned out, but they also challenge me to keep pushing harder. So the fourth thing I want to talk really about is probably the most important thing in my life that I have now. And for the people that I'm the most grateful for, you are the reason I can even speak about this. But it's creating and cultivating a supportive environment. Surrounding yourself with a supportive group of people really honestly fosters this productivity and this sense of well-being. And like I've told you before, it's the people that I'm the most grateful for are the reason why I rest. They're the reason why I work hard. They're the reason why I take care of myself. And they're the reason why I make sacrifices of time and effort, but I make choices for them. But communicating really kind of what you need and setting boundaries with those people around you, basically it allows them to be a part of your journey. Instead of something on the outside, they start to feel like they're more with you. And so, yes, I may come into my office while I'm doing this work, but the people that I'm the most grateful for are always in my heart and always in my mind. They're always with me. They're never to the side. And, it's understanding that, setting boundaries with people and just letting them know that you're doing certain things at certain time helps them kind of understand and respect your work process. And you do what you need to do whenever you're working or whenever you're trying to grow and become better or doing whatever you're doing. And so really it's this idea of kind of seeking collaboration, sharing what you're doing, letting people know, and the people I'm the most grateful for give me great feedback and challenge me. And they give me podcast episodes and they give me ideas about writing a book. And like I've shared in the past, so the whole reason why I've been able to write, take the books from ideas to actual book print that you can hold in your hand and share with the world, is because they felt like they were with me. They believed in me, but they knew I wasn't going to sacrifice them to create something like that. And if you can if you can delegate tasks and do certain things and allow other people to actually contribute to your goals, you will bring them joy. So let people in who support you and challenge you and encourage you and that you're the most grateful for and that bring purpose into what you're doing. But these healthy relationships that you cultivate by this environment, both personally and professionally, they provide the strongest support system because we never do anything on our own. But they also contribute exponentially in the most meaningful way to our overall well-being. Now, this fifth one here I want to talk about is it's something that's an obvious topic to prevent burnout. If you say, how do you prevent burnout? People are going to tell you to exercise. People are going to tell you to go get a massage. People are going to tell you to go for a walk. They're going to tell you all these things. But it's this idea of practicing self-care. It's more self-awareness and recognizing how you're actually doing. And I would say that it's actually bravery to choose self-care, because it's easier just to act like everything's fine and that you don't need anything until it's not, right? So self-care is really that kind of the foundation to sustaining productivity. So prioritizing your physical, mental, and emotional well-being while still finding time for that self-care routine. And it could just be breathing. It could be a conversation with somebody that brings out the best in you, whatever it is, but engage in those regular activities. And yes, exercise, not only physically, but mentally and chemically, does something to us. It does incredible things to us that brings out the best in us. And, prioritizing restful sleep. And that's one thing that I've been struggling with for a while now. And, haven't been able to get great sleep because of the pain I've been in. And, but I have hope and faith that it is going to return, but I still prioritize it. And, nourishing your body with healthy foods while still making time for activities that bring out, joy. Like, what do you do that brings you joy? Now, if you have a quick answer to that, good for you. Most people don't. So thinking about what are you doing when your effort is high, and what are you doing that lights that fire inside of you that makes you smile just doing it or thinking about doing it. And remember, taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's essential, okay, to your long-term productivity and overall happiness. It's about taking care of yourself so that you can be at your best. Because at the end of the day, that's all we really want to do is go to bed every night knowing that we did our best. But it's hard to give your best when you're really just having to give the rest of you to the people that you're the most grateful for. And that is something that'll chip away at you time after time after time if you do it. But it's a matter of, at the end of the day, taking care of yourself for the people that you love the most and that you're the most grateful for is always courageous. It's always brave to do that. And it shows how much the people around you mean to you. So to kind of wrap up here, I just want to talk about achieving more in a day without burning out is not about working harder and longer. It's about working smarter, but with purpose. So prioritize your tasks, embrace mindfulness, take your strategic breaks, cultivate a supporting environment, and practice self-care. You'll be able to boost your productivity, be at your best, and feel at your best while maintaining your well-being. And again, true productivity is not really measured by the quantity of tasks completed, but the quality of the work that we do and how we feel throughout the day. And the people around us don't just want us to get things done. They also want us to take care of ourselves. And, the sense of purpose and fulfillment that you'll feel whenever you find this sweet spot, this balance of all these things. And as you embrace these strategies that I just kind of shared with you, you'll find that you'll achieve more, but it won't be at the price of spending time and embracing and being fully present with the people that you're the most grateful for. But you'll recognize that you'll be able to thrive in all areas of your life if you use some of these tools and these strategies that I shared with you. But you'll also have this profound new sense of balance and well-being. So I appreciate all of you listening and tuning in to this episode. And I hope something I shared with you here inspires you to take care of yourself, give yourself some grace, accomplish more while never burning out, and being productive, but with purpose. If you want to learn more about what I do, this is something I do with all my coaching clients is I kind of sit down, we talk about their goals, we talk about maybe some roadblocks, we talk about strategies, creating a vision, and then we put together a plan to accomplish everything that they have desired and everything that they want to be doing in their lives. And it's been incredible to watch the clients I've been able to work with and see what they've been doing in just a short period of time. And if you want to talk more about coaching and kind of if you're ready to take that leap out of a space of lack of self-esteem, self-belief, kind of feeling stuck, if you're ready to move on to that chapter of embracing your full potential, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you more about what we could do together and what you could actually understand more about yourself, your journey, what you're capable of, and to fulfill your full potential. You can reach out to me at tjsweet.net, or you can look me up on any social media platform and tjsweet_, very easy to find. And I appreciate all of you subscribing. So please subscribe to this podcast. You'll get the notifications when it comes out every Monday. And I look forward to doing more of these episodes for you every week, as long as I get the opportunity to do this. And more new episodes with more interviews are coming in the future to just pour back into all of you and express my gratitude back to the people that I'm the most grateful for by trying to become my best so that I can be better for you. So I'll wrap up this episode like I do every other, and just know that you always have the power and the choice to reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. Until the next episode, never stop.